Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWire podcast. We got some breaking news coming to you by your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. Trust me, you want to stay tuned because it's breaking news regarding one of the Washington Mystics' favorite players, one of your beloved players, may be on the move. They may be getting shipped to a different team. That will be Aaliyah Edwards. Aaliyah Edwards was the Washington Mystics' first round draft pick of the 2024 season. So last year. And with the newcomer, Kiki Irvin, how dynamic of a job she has been doing, it might be a time to make a move for Aaliyah Edwards. So let's dive into it. Let's jump to it. Y'all ready? Let's rock with it. All right. So why trade Edwards? Why trade Aaliyah? Again, due to Kiki's performance and how great of a job she's doing, Aaliyah has had a diminished role. And, they both play the same position. And right now, Aaliyah is not looking like the future for the Washington Mystics. So that means it's a crowded rotation. So you have Shakira Austin coming on, being extremely dynamic, really showing that she belongs in the future of the Washington Mystics. You also have Stephanie Dawson, the wily veteran, Big Mama. So I don't think she's going anywhere right now. Notice I said right now. Because there has been some speculation, there has been some rumors that she may be involved in a trade coming soon. We'll see. We'll see. But if it does occur, know that we're going to talk about it here. And, yeah. And you want to strike while the iron is still hot, right? Aaliyah hasn't been getting a lot of playing time. She hasn't had same production as last year. We'll talk about those numbers in a second. So you want to strike while the value is hot. All right. So regarding Aaliyah Edwards and her production, right? You got to really take into account that last season, hold on, where did it go? Where did my information go? Okay. So Aaliyah Edwards, her season this year is pretty much starting off how her rookie season started off. She wasn't a starter during that time. And regarding the points, she didn't necessarily wow a lot of people off the break. She had some moments of like, hey, this is what it could be. But, it's not, she hasn't been consistent enough to say, hey, she's the future. The way that she played it in Unrivaled and in the Olympics and things of that nature, you would think that, hey, it's on the trajectory for her to become the face of the franchise, and especially how she was a part of all of the media push-outs. But Kiki Irvin has took over this team by storm. Potential all-star this particular season in her rookie season. So it looks like Aaliyah Edwards is the odd woman out. All right. So let's talk about where Aaliyah might go, right? And also what the Washington Mystics really need. We need to strengthen our perimeter depth, right? We need to address scoring gaps from the guard position as well as an additional ball handler. So pretty much we need another guard, especially, you know, with Georgia Amore being hurt. She was supposed to be our floor general coming in, or the general coming off of the second unit, depending on how well she played. But she was going to be a pivotal point or pivotal part of the Washington Mystics rotation. But with her going down to an ACL injury, we had to pivot, right? And with the potential injuries going forward, we need to add another ball player because Jay Melbourne recently got hurt off a fluke elbow to the face. She will be back. She will be back, but we need a dependable ball handler. I wouldn't say someone that's going to put us over the hump because we do. We want. It would be great if we made the playoffs, right? But if not, we don't want to be in draft purgatory where we don't get a dynamic talent in 2026, right? Because we do have a draft coming, right? So we have to be very strategic about what we're doing. If we're not going to make it and clear cut make the playoffs, let's not play around. Let's not mess up draft capital like we've done in the past in the previous executive teams with the Washington Mystics, different regiments, right? All right. So let's talk about. Well, actually, before we do that, let's take a listen to Coach Sidney Johnson. What was his reaction to the news of Aaliyah Edwards' potential trade? And this was brought to you by Kareem Copeland. He is a dynamic uh, journalist here in DMV that covers all sports. So yeah, ready? Let's jump to it. All right. All right. So that was our coach, Sidney Johnson, and a couple key nuggets. He stated, hey, I'm the coach. I don't deal with trade. That is not in my wheelhouse. That is a different department. That's above my pay grade. I coach. And he hangs his hat on his direct communication with the players, right? So pretty much the players know where they stand when it comes to how to improve, what they're doing, and what's going on regarding the team and how they're playing on the court. But when it comes to the business of basketball, the business of the Washington Mystics, hey, he gets the information when he gets the information, just like everybody else, right? So it's interesting because this should be a collaborative effort between the GM and executive management and Coach Sidney Johnson. Not saying that there's any breaks in their communication, but hey, things are fluid. Situations in the business of basketball is fluid. So it could have been something that just occurred and it's like, hey, now you know. Now you got to act, you're the coach. You got to handle it accordingly. Let's go. Break. Let's go. Hey, who knows? But I do like Coach Sidney Johnson's approach. He's straight up with the players. He lets them know where they stand. He leads with their best qualities, and then he goes from there, right? So, again, I want to thank Kareem Copeland for asking these great questions because Kareem Copeland is again, he's a dynamite journalist for the Washington Post, right? He gets all the stories, all the scoops. So make sure that you follow him on Twitter. Look him up on social media, Kareem Copeland, especially on X/Twitter. You'll definitely get all kind of great information. So yeah, again, appreciate that. And let's jump forward to if this trade goes down, who we at the FanWire podcast project will be a part of the trade or the trade. All right. So we got a few different proposals here. All right. Trade proposal number 1, Dallas, right? Dallas receives Aaliyah Edwards, of course, and in return, we receive a second round or third round draft pick, right? We, of course, we would want a first round draft pick, but hey, with the way Aaliyah has been playing, she came back from injury, she lost her spot, all that stuff. There's a possibility that just won't happen, right? That first round, I think the first round pick is out of the question, right? Even though the Vegas Aces traded for a player, a similar position from Dallas, and they got a number 1 pick for it. But she is a starter, right? So having a brain freeze here. Let me get that name here. Momentarily here. It's crazy that I don't remember the name. I know my players. In the meantime, it has been reported that several teams have inquired about Aaliyah Edwards' availability. So it could be some of the teams that we're going to name, and it could be some other teams that have inquired as well, because there are definitely some teams that have expressed interest. Um, yeah, that's it. Now, Lisa Smith. Oh my goodness, tripping. All right, similar build, 6'4", forward, 185, and yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you know, Washington Mystics are in a great position to either acquire draft capital or picks, right? So next up, trade proposal number 2. In this draft of 2025, the Dallas Wings acquired 2 guards. It's Alicia James and JJ Currently. And they're both doing good, right? But to free up some cap space, well, actually, they got plenty of cap space. To free up a roster spot, right? To make some things happen, right? Um, and to increase the depth of the front court for the Dallas Wings, you know, this can be a decent trade as well, because the money matches, everything matches. But it's just a matter if they're willing to let one of these guards go. If it could be one or the other, right? Definitely won't be both. It could be one or the other, right? So next up, trade proposal number 3. We send, and it's another trade with Dallas. You know, that we having great communication with Dallas right now, right? So you have Dejanay Carrington coming to the Washington Mystics for Aaliyah Edwards, right? And Dejanay Carrington makes more money. However, we do have salary cap flexibility. So we can take on that money, right? And I would say this. Imagine how strong of a defensive team we would be if we were able to have Dejanay Carrington, Sonia Citron, and Brittany Sykes, along with Kiki Irvin and Shakira Austin. That'd be pretty mean. That'd be pretty mean. But will it really work? Because Sugg Sutton is doing great, right? At point guard. So that means somebody will have to come off the bench. So this is an interesting proposal, but I think it's just far-fetched, right? I think that if this would have occurred last season or at the beginning of the season, there's a possibility that this could have went through. But this is a far-fetched. I'm just saying, hey, imagine if we had that type of talent at guard, we would lock a lot of teams down. I mean, a lot of teams down. That also comes back to you can't play everybody at the same time. And if Dejanay Carrington had better ball handling skills, even though she has good ball handling skills, I'm talking about like able to run the point, that would be an interesting dynamic. But this is a far-fetched trade, so let's just keep on moving. All right. Next up, we have J.C. Sheldon. We have J.C. Sheldon, who is another great guard, right? But she doesn't necessarily have a starter expectation for her right now, right? She could come off the bench and shoot the 3, play great defense, and handle the ball. And Connecticut can use additional front court help, right? Because they only have Tina Charles for the most part. They have other players, but Aaliyah Edwards can get up there and shine, right? And we can use a player like JC Sheldon coming off the bench. And then on top of that, she is going to give Caitlin Clark fits every time they play. So, they like oil and water. It's been going back to college. Ohio State versus the Iowa Buckeyes. It was some epic battles. I'm surprised they didn't go to fisticuffs like we saw in the scuffles like the other week. But they had similar situations that were close enough. But anyway, Stacey Sheldon is a tough ball player. She's still young because she came out. She was a rookie last year. She was the number 5 pick in the same draft as Aaliyah Edwards, right? So they're intertwined, right? So similar contracts, similar lifespan on the contract. So I think that will be a great trade, right? Because, of course, the fans want more for Aaliyah Edwards, but we have to be realistic in the value of Aaliyah right now. So I think this will be a good trade for us. All right. Other options. Julie Van Loo was recently cut from the Golden State Valkyries. And if you're a Washington Mystics fan, you already know she has a long history here with the Washington Mystics. Well, not a long history, about a year or so. So she played with us, and she became available to the Golden State Valkyries through the expansion draft. But she's been cut, and she can handle the ball. She can play defense. She can shoot the rock, come off the three like Curry to me. But it wasn't a good fit for the Golden State Valkyries. And I think that there's a possibility and room for her to come back to the team, right? But if you want to go young, you want to go lower salary cap impact, you also have 2 guards that were drafted to the Las Vegas Aces, but were cut in the preseason because they got too many dynamic guards there. So you got Harmony Turner, and you got Kelly, right? So I would say, hey, give it a go. Let's see what we can do. Bring in some bodies, bring in some players, bring in the ladies, and see who they're going to be the best fit for the future, right? And let's see what's going to happen. But the word on the street, the word across the internet, the word in the Mystic community is Aaliyah Edwards is on the move. It's a matter of what time and to who. So find that out, bring that to you too. So this is your host, Delano, on the FanWire podcast, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. And guess what? Hey, when we shoot, we score over here at the FanWire podcast. But we do got some more news for you, for sure. All right. So again, on Thursday, August the 28th at 7 p.m., the Mystics are taking on the Liberty in New York City. So guess what? We are renting a dynamic bus because we are taking over the Barclays Center. So you want to get your ticket because tickets are selling out. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. And the link will be in the description of the video, right? And, let's go up there and show the Mystics how we do. We travel and we show our support wherever we do. And yeah, again, this is your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. Thank you for tuning in to the FanWire podcast. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow us on social media. Like the video. Share it in your social media because somebody else might need this too, right? Share it in your groups. Let everybody know what we're doing. You need to donate? If you want to donate, feel free. It's right there. But keep on tuning in, and let folks know what we're doing. All right. We'll holler at y'all later.